Hello, everyone. Daryl presenting and introducing the three messages that we're going to cover for episode 378. Daniel's shaking his head because normally we decide what we're going to do before we hit record. The first message we'll cover off will be sending messages to attendees in a meeting lobby. That'd be nice. You know, we're in the green room. We tell them, hey, just 5 more minutes. Daniel's getting himself plugged in and he still isn't ready yet. We do have to talk about, I guess, an improvement to how you would engage Copilot to help you out with a presentation. I think that this is going to be a sensible update. And lastly, if you're tired of moving things and things that are moving, then you're in the wrong industry using the wrong tools. Maybe get a pencil and paper, because Edge has moved something, which you probably noticed already, but just to remind you that it's moved. So this is episode 378. We've got other good things to talk about, but those are the three. How did I do, Daniel? Was it random enough for you?
Yeah.
All right, let's rock it. Okay, I love to switch things up, don't I?
It's so mid, it's just mid.
It's mid. It's giving midness.
Sure.
This is a comment that was made about the people who were talking about the fashion at the Met Gala night or whatever, and these people were always saying it's giving this and it's giving that, and like, just can you give us more words and find a thesaurus?
Right. No.
Okay.
Like, no, you can't do that. Like, give me the vibes. What would give me great vibes is if those of you that are watching this on YouTube would give us a big old thumbs up on this video and drop us a comment down below as we go through the messages we're going to talk about today. What are your thoughts? Give us your opinions and your thoughts and your experiences, so that not just we can hear it, but also everyone else can see and learn from you, or maybe help you. Maybe you have a question and others can chime in as well. So if you're on the audio podcast, thanks for listening. Hit us up on socials at 365MCS with your questions, your comments, your concerns. Well, if you have concerns about the show, then reach out to Daryl. That's Daryl at, no, I'm just joking.
Complaints Department.
Complaintsdepartment.example.com. But hit us up on socials and we again want to help you and you help us and help each other. So this is our way of building community, right? So definitely want to do that.
We're figuring stuff out as we go. Because honestly, that's what we're doing. Unless we're the people that are creating the software, and I think even they sometimes are figuring things out as they go.
Well, as we will see in messages today.
Yeah.
So how about we just jump into it and start off with the first message. And this one is something that I think, people have been seeing for a while. In fact, you've probably heard and read the announcements and read the post about this, about Planner taking on Project for the web functionality and that kind of being the place. So this one is Microsoft Project for the web and Project in Teams will retire and redirect to Planner for the web and Planner in Teams.
Sorry, have you finished the title yet?
No, that's the entire message. We're done. So
wow.
Anyway, MC 106-8905. I mean, they kind of, told the whole plot in the title, but basically starting in August, they're going to start redirecting all the project links to Planner, which is going to be interesting because there still are some links within Planner when you do certain things in premium plans that actually take you to projects. So this will, they're going to improve all that and obviously remove those, hopefully. So this is the retirement. I mean, that's what this is. This is the retirement of Project for the Web. And I there's some people that love it and there's some people that don't. I'm kind of in between. Definitely has some great functionality, and Planner, of course, is vying for playing that role within your projects. So I'm kind of in between. There's some things that I think I'm gonna kind of miss, and then there's others that are not. But anyway, um, we really wanted to highlight this real quick just to say, hey, this is a product that's retiring. We knew it was coming. Microsoft has made no secret that this was going to be retiring, but this is something that you do need to pay attention to if you're using Project for the Web in your organization. Then you need to very much pay attention to this because there's one thing users will have to have a Teams license to use Planner in Teams. Makes sense, right? So if you're intending to use Planner in Teams, you have to have a Teams license, which is now separate than your regular license, your e-licensing, right? Um, but a bigger point here is that you're going to need to plan this out, and no pun intended, and really look at where you have your hooks, project hooks into, for instance, into Teams. If you have a project tab, a tab in one of your channels for your project, great. Those are no longer going to work though. And so when you click on it, wouldn't it be great if it just loaded, whatever it was supposed to load? No, that's not what's going to happen. That magic is, well, it's just not there because it would be magic. So you're going to need to go through and do an inventory of your tabs and replace those with Planner and replace and figure out, for your users how they're going to utilize Planner moving forward. Not just the functionality, how are we going to use this and how does it, work and where's the gaps or whatever, and training people on how to use Planner if they've just been using Project for the Web. But it's also finding those, those things like tabs and Teams or their shortcuts. It's not going to be a simple. It's for instance, it says in the message, existing project tabs and Teams. It will just inform the user they need to use Planner tab. Well, that's not very helpful. I mean, I'm not sure that Microsoft could do something different here. I'm not trying to say that. It's just not very helpful to the user. Now, okay, great, I got to use a Planner tab, but what plan and blah, 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 right? So anyway, just make a plan. Pun intended on that one, Daryl. Just want to say. Make a plan and make sure you're focusing on this. Again, this is just for people that are using this to project for the web. And if that's you, then definitely pay attention to this. When this will happen, like I said, it's mid-August, early August, it'll start rolling out and completed by mid-August. For GCC, same thing, mid-August to late August, and then GCC high, late August to mid-September. So talking about moving our cheese, Daryl, something hit me this past week straight across the face, made me turn my head because I was looking for something in the top left of my computer screen and it disappeared. And then I looked to the top right and there it was. What is Edge doing to us, Daryl? Will you tell us all about it?
Well, yeah. You've just about described it. It is the Edge profile, which some of us go there more frequently than others. Let's talk about that shortly. Microsoft Edge, new location for Edge profile in the toolbar, MC107085. Thanks for the message. It just happened, right? It's moved. Why did it bother Daniel and I? Well, we frequently change our profiles. We have loaded multiple profiles to help support various clients. It's the tidiest, easiest way to keep content separate, and we can easily switch between those environments and work that way. So we're using that profile button frequently. like Daniel, I think you said and had some memory of it. Well, that it wasn't it where it is now, and it switched to the left, and it's back to the right, and it feels like it's money, money, money. Da, 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 da. Anyway, that song. It feels like it's always about the price tag. That it's now on the right, but it was on the left. What is the reason that Microsoft give for shifting things? They want to make more room for tabs. Okay. Right. Well, I mean, it's still there taking up space, but that's fine. It's you would have found it because it did just drop. It wasn't like we got a whole lot of warning. And if you do have to go up to that profile area and change it, you would have found your way. Daniel, where I found this kind of grating was that we've had another similar change in our Microsoft 365 experience. What was that?
Yeah, moving the profile down to the bottom left, I guess it is.
From the top right.
From the top right, but only in certain situations. It feels like we're moving. Let's just move the cheese, move move the profile pic over here, over there, over everywhere, and it is just. I think the reasoning behind these moves are more about marketing or not marketing. It's more about the the justification for doing this is just not very big in my mind. You talked about more tab space. Okay, maybe we should. This is a shocking thing for me to say. Somebody, hold on. Okay, I'm going to say something. Maybe we shouldn't have 35 tabs open in every browser window. So maybe it should be. Maybe it should be more about we manage our tabs rather than just taking up a little bit of space for the profile image, or maybe move the profile image, still keep it on the left, but move it down to where the back button and the anyway. I feel like these changes just are not justifiable in my mind. Yeah, you got your reasons, but sorry. For this big of a change, and we just moved it over there. It's not that big of it just is. It's a compounding thing, right? You've got one of those friends, and I know this is supposed to be a quick mention, but this is my soapbox moment here. You got those friends that are good friends, and you enjoy them, but maybe sometimes they bug you just a little bit, which is fine, as long as you don't spend too much time with them, because then those little things build up to you explode and you're like, I just need some time alone. Leave me alone.
I thought we were going to talk about this offline, Daniel.
No. So it's kind of that. It's the building thing of you move it over here to over there. It's just a little thing. Yeah, but if that was the only thing that changed, then fine. But no, you're moving it over there. You move the office profile picture down here, but only in certain circumstances. You just keep moving these things around. My office.com page now is Copilot, and yada, yada, yada. Keep going, all these changes. So when you do something little, product team members, you think, it's just a little change. It won't bug anybody. You're just adding on to the crap pile of change. And for what reason? Just because you want a little tab room? Well, come on. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
All right, I'm done. Sorry, I turned your quick mention into a long one.
I believe we're going to hear more about this. Tune in for next week's episode where Daniel has more to say about changes. Yeah. Death by 1,000 changes. Not paper cuts. This is generally available now. That's all. So, and our next message, Daniel, introducing it, very in a clever thing. Like if we were meeting about this, maybe we're going to run a webinar that was introducing this change and giving people fair warning. We're going to be demonstrating stuff, but we had a bunch of people that were sitting in the lobby, and you were having technical difficulties. What could I do to tell them about that?
Well, this message is talking about functionality that would be right there for you. Microsoft Teams. Send messages to attendees in the meeting lobby with lobby chat. MC106955. This is something that I kind of feel like I've been wanting for a while, because sometimes you're right, it's a technical difficulty, but oftentimes it's we need to get our ducks in a row. And or you're leading the meeting, you don't want people to be, you kind of want to control the conversation. Maybe it's with um, external people, and they're not with the same company, and so you don't really, maybe you don't want them talking to each other, or maybe you just don't want to have that awkwardness with them going, who are you, who are you, where's the leader of this meeting, and you're running late. And so put in this lobby chat, hey everybody, we're going to start 2 minutes late, I'm sorry about this. Or what happens even more is people join a meeting early. I know it's weird, but those people who join meetings early seem to be also the type that are a little bit antsy. I don't know, maybe that's just my recent experience, but I've had experience where someone joined a meeting early, like 15 minutes early, and then 5 minutes before is emailing me saying, are you joining the meeting? Now, whether that's you've got the time wrong or you're just wanting me to show up early, but be able to throw it into chat, hey, lobby chat, meeting will start at this time, blah, blah, blah. I'm very much looking forward to this, and using this. And um, communication is key in every relationship, period, full stop. And so you have a relationship with those that are you're meeting with. It's a contract between you and them that you're going to have a meeting and you're actually going to be productive. A lot of times that contract's not as a little bit void, but you're going to be productive. You're going to be respectful in a meeting, whatever. And in that relationship, it's, you need to communicate. And so if the meeting's not going to start when everybody thinks it is, or there's an issue or whatever, throw it into lobby chat. Being able to let people see that, I think, is a huge bonus, and will be great. And again, it could also be you're trying to get your ducks in a row, right? It's you internally, you're meeting, you're three people, you're making sure all the right players are there. Hey, everybody, you're going to take this point. You're going to take this point. Great. But you can communicate in lobby. Hey, everybody, we're going to start in 2 minutes, whatever. Anyway, so I think this is going to be awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it. Daryl, are you really looking forward to it?
I wonder if there's some creative ways that it can be used to entertain people as they wait. I know that certainly people that I work with in the training space, we often will double team a training where someone is running it and another person is watching the chat and answering questions, but they're also posting interactive stuff into the chat. So I can see us potentially using the meeting lobby in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. You can run, hey everybody, tell us your favorite, should pineapple be on pizza? Should
Absolutely.
I mean, just you can do some things on there. And the answer is no, by the way. You can do some things in there to get people just.
Okay, so if you answered no, then I wouldn't let you in. I would actually let everyone else in, but you can stay in the lobby for that matter.
Targeted release rolling out mid-June. It could get. I really wish it was coming sooner, because I like this feature. Rolling out by late June. General availability worldwide. GCC High, and DoD will be late June to mid-July 2025.
Can I introduce this one? I know it's my message and you usually segue it, but I'm going to say it like this. Daniel said, you can do this SharePoint one and pretend to know SharePoint.
No, I
Ouch.
said, that's not
Oh,
what I said. I
no.
said, here, you do this SharePoint one and you can pretend to be the SharePoint guy. That's what I said.
Oh, I think you're
I admit
changing
it.
it there. No, the scars are there, man. It's like a brand, and it kind of hurt, you know. Oh,
Have you done a migration? Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Daryl. Go ahead.
yeah. I don't want to bore people with migration details. No. Modern SharePoint, new template gallery, and 50 plus out of box page templates. This is MC 106 9560. Look, it's good to see a new way to present our templates. We need to have some inspiration for a page that we're creating. You know, for a while it's been kind of messy. You know, like you've got templates down the side, you've got things that are specific to the site, and a display of what that template might look like. Now you're going to have, I guess, more inspiration even before you have created site-specific templates, that there will be 50 plus that are available out of the box, rather than, I feel like there's about 6 there at the moment. Yeah, ish. Um, and along the top will be the ones that you've saved to the site. You can click on another button to see more if you've got more. Uh, but yeah, I think this is, keeping it short. It is a good way to display those templates. I wonder though, now as I'm talking about it, Daniel, I did kind of find that preview pane quite useful. That when you click on it, you're like, oh yeah, that's the template. I see what that looks like. I don't see anything in this message that talks about whether we
I,
still have a preview.
I would assume we do. Now, we
Browse
do
and
know what
preview
assuming
templates.
often does, but um, I would expect the
Second
functionality to
bullet
be the
point.
same.
Browse
Yeah,
and preview templates with ease before
yeah.
applying them to a new
It's the
page.
same thing. You click on it, it's going to load it in that modal. I think same way it does now. Shows you the preview. You could actually select other ones. I think that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, maybe it is a
Fingers
modal window
crossed.
that comes over the top. Point
Yeah,
is that that would have been another nice screenshot to pop in there,
indeed.
in that message. But it is good to see. The other thing I would ask is, you know, if we are creating a number of different page templates for a site, that maybe the emphasis should be given on showing that as a fuller gallery and not the 50 plus that Microsoft have created. And maybe there's a way to, you know, as you put yours in, if you've got more than 4, then just bump Microsoft's ones down, and, you know,
Well, we see the carousel looking carrot there. I have a
yeah,
feeling it's not going to do that, right? So I agree
no,
with you. If it's important enough for us to create our own templates on the site, I think it's way more important to have those all shown
mm,
than to show the Microsoft ones.
yep. Okay, well, this is targeted release rolling out mid-June and expected late June, and general availability worldwide, GCC High, DoD. No Gallatin this week.
Hmm.
Uh, will begin rolling out early July 2025 and complete by late July 2025. Um, we'll go back to Teams in this next message, Daniel, and we were talking about meetings and getting a bit more control over communicating with people in the lobby. What else would we like to do before that?
Well, templates, of course, which is exactly what you were just talking about, just on the pages. Microsoft Teams Premium, new personal meeting templates, MC 1070186. This is, and there's several areas within Teams that I wish we could create templates for. Hello, meeting join. But let's move on. Let's talk about this. Uh, the being able to create meetings templates to where if I'm creating a meeting for a specific purpose that I do often, wouldn't it be great to have the options set already? Because we've I've done this many times where I'm like, oh, I got to remember this is this type of meeting. So I need to go into meeting options and I need to change the roles. I need to change the recording option. I need to change the Copilot option. I need to change sensitivity. And who can bypass like all of this, all these features to set it up the way you want it to. And wouldn't it be great if you could have it to where you create a meeting by a template and all of those things are done for you? So you can tell, all the different types of meetings that you organize. So if you're a meeting organizer, doing this frequently, this probably could save you a lot of time. So as the message talks about, you can create a personal template by just selecting the create template option in the new event dropdown. And then once it is saved, you when you go and click the drop down to create a new meeting, then under right under that it's going to have your templates. So just name them in a way that you'll remember what those settings are. But you quickly be able to create that and get going. And I feel like I just created a meeting this week. It was a user group meeting, and so yes, I definitely want to have a template for that, right? That has all the options selected the way I want it to. Is there any other examples, Daryl, that you can think of where you would create a template?
Yeah, similar, but we'll have, I guess, some different options. When I create training meetings, and I want to have more control over the audience, still encourage participation, but be able to, just have more control over that. And perhaps if it is something like I know that I'm going to be capturing each of these to record and create training content out of it afterwards, it would be good to have options like turn on recording or,
Yes.
that sort of thing automatically. So it still happens, you get partway through and you're like, I forgot to hit record. So it's that sort of template would be really good. And I think, this point of our admins could be creating them if that capability is there. But sometimes the settings they've put there for the templates don't really meet my needs.
Right. Well, you may not have admins that really deal with that, right? So if you're a small enough organization, you know, this could still be used by everybody and not need that
Yeah.
admin kind of role. But in that same, I may want to tweak a couple of settings. Well, this will just save me the time of not only going into meeting options and changing them, but also having to remember to do it every time. I think another example would be if you're having is internal meetings versus external meetings, making sure that when you have those settings change and settings set the way you want them to. But another thing is, what if your organization has turned on meeting recording, but you need to have meetings that are private and won't be recorded and should never be recorded, and so you create a meeting and you go into it and first thing you have to do is turn off recording, right? Well, how about just creating a meeting without it and not having to remember to go into meeting options? Anyway, I think a lot of people are going to use this. I really do. This seems like, especially people who are creating meetings all the time, this seems like a huge improvement. Now, team, move on to the meeting join experience and having templates there, please. So where I can select a template of headset template or, my docking station template or whatever, so that I don't have to go in and individually change those. But I digress. General availability worldwide, early June 2025, expected to be completed by mid-June. Daryl, I would like to do a nice transition here for you, except that I have to bring up my other screen. I'm working on smaller screen today. Oh, yes. This one is yet another place we can find Copilot. Yet another place we can find Copilot in PowerPoint. Tell us about it.
Or even templates for that matter.
Nah.
I feel like this is the template show. There you go,
Yes.
over it in the title. Microsoft PowerPoint for Windows, create a presentation with Copilot, Microsoft Copilot. Actually, I feel like I need to correct this. Microsoft 365 Copilot from the PowerPoint Backstage view. This is MC1070846. Let's just say, look, when we're creating PowerPoints, I guess frequently we'll hit that new button and we'll end up with the blank thing with the blank title and the blank subtitle, and that's our start. Or if you're, I guess, wanting to base it off something that's really good, but it's already got stuff in it, you might save as. When you're starting from a blank slate, if you have Microsoft 365 Copilot, that will allow you to use Copilot in the application to get some help. And one way to do that is you can open up the Copilot chat panel on the side, say, make me a PowerPoint, base it off this file. You might also use, and we came up with a nickname for this, it was the Copilot cursor, where it is that little floating Copilot logo that might have you cursing sometimes. And it's on canvas, and you click it, and it has those options of a starting point. One of them is create a presentation. You could pop in a prompt, you could use a file or whatever. Okay. I think this change is quite sensible. Even before you create that blank new PowerPoint in the snow with where the text might be, but there's nothing actually there. You now have an option to click beside that and say, give me some help from Copilot, please. I don't think it says please, but it's right there. Like if that's your intent, like I know I'm going to create something new, but I will use Copilot from the beginning. Let me just get that process started even before I've opened up the blank template. I think that's cool. It's the right way to get yourself into the flow and do that. And you had a good point earlier, Daniel, about where would be the best place to get Copilots up with creating presentations.
Yeah, I mean, I had many good points earlier, so I just wanted to highlight that. But for this one that you're talking about is, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there, is I don't want to have to create a PowerPoint for Copilot to then create me a PowerPoint. If that makes sense, right? So it's that I'm going into PowerPoint, and instead of clicking blank presentation and going through, how about I click on, and you'll see it there in the screenshot, that I click on the Copilot. I click on the link that says create with Copilot, and it just starts the experience. It's saving me a click. It's saving me, let's be serious here. When you click on blank presentation, it takes a moment for it to load, right? For PowerPoint to load. So anyway, I just think it'd be nice to get started a little bit sooner. Now, what this experience will exactly be like is really the question for me. Is this going to be you click on this and it loads the Copilot prompt for you to start typing to create it? Or is this just a shortcut to get you into the blank presentation with Copilot open, ready for you to start typing? So if it's just that, then this is just pretend and it's marketing, basically. If it really gets you to Copilot quicker, I'm all for it.
There is a learn more link, which I just clicked on now. Create a new presentation with Copilot in PowerPoint. It actually doesn't link to that. It links to what feels like quite an old article that here's how to get to the backstage, which is when you click File and you get to see this experience with Office applications. Anyway, so when is this rolling out? Targeted release mid-May and complete by late May, and general availability worldwide. We'll begin rolling out late May 2025, complete by late June. And that is the show.
Indeed it is. We went about 35 minutes or so, which wonderful. Hope we brought value. to you and your organization? If we did, give us a thumbs up on the video and tell us in the comments, please. We don't really make anything with the show, and the only thing we get from it is your kudos. So, throw in and really knowing that you are getting benefit from this. So if you're getting benefit, hit us up on the socials at 365MCS and just, again, add to the community down in the comments. Add to the community, meaning tell us your experience, your thoughts. Let us learn from each other.
Yeah. Tell us if you found it hard to find the profile button in Edge this week, or if you are looking forward to using Copilot from that new button. So that's episode 378. See you next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.